not doing that because and this is something I found also, and I'm going to get on my soapbox right here.
Go ahead.
Everyone shits on the spread and the air raid and the run and shoot, saying you need to have a quarterback. You know, if you don't have a quarterback, you can't run this offense. And I agree to an extent. But every offense has that thing that if you don't have, you can't run. For instance, the single wing. You can go and listen to, I forget his name, Rick Darlington. He will tell you if you don't have that B back, he's got to be smart. He's got to be tough. He's got to know the plays. He got to call everything. If you don't have that, you can't run it. But you don't hear people saying, hey, if you want to run the single wing, you got to have a B back. They don't tell you that. They just say, hey, everyone should run this because it's easy. No, wing T, you got to have guards. If you don't have guards that can pull and do all that stuff, then you're not going to be a good wing T team. They don't talk about that. The flex bone, you've got to have a good B back or a fullback and a quarterback because he's got to call the things. They don't talk about that. Why? Because it's really easy to shit on air raid and run and shoot and stuff like that about the quarterback instead of reflecting and looking at themselves and be like, well, damn, I'm a flex bone coach. I need a quarterback. Mm-hmm. I need one. I need one that's fast, makes good decisions, can make the reads, all of that. Because we can both of us, we can pull up games of flex bones teams that have really crappy quarterbacks and they're not setting the world on fire.
Right.
But no one says anything like that because I've come to the conclusion a lot of coaches are Karens. They are, man. Like, you say one thing about whatever philosophy they have, their panties getting a wad and they're just screaming. And defensive coaches are the same way. You you say anything bad about Saban stuff, you got the Sabanites coming at you. You say anything bad about the 4-2-5 and Gary Pattersonites come out and do it. And it's like, guys, why are we ridicule the kids for being this sensitive, and then someone posts something just not even tagging anybody. And that's what I found on Twitter, posting some of this stuff. You don't even have to tag anybody, but people just get offended. Like, oh, Ron's talking about me. It's like, no, dude, I'm not. I'll tag you if I'm talking about you. Like, but that's, let me put the soapbox away, man.